The evening at the Blues Beauty Lounge in the Mexican city of Zapopan began as usual. The salon's owner, 23-year-old Valeria Márquez, a popular blogger and entrepreneur, was live streaming, talking about the latest beauty trends and chatting with her followers. But suddenly, the familiar atmosphere turned uneasy. Shadows appeared behind her on camera, and everything went wrong. That moment, caught during the live stream, became the starting point of a story full of questions and mystery. Valeria Márquez was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco. From childhood she was fascinated by the beauty and fashion industry, inspired by famous models and experimenting with makeup. Her passion for creating something special became part of her personality and shaped her future. By 2021, Valeria had already achieved noticeable success.
She earned the title Miss Rostro, which boosted her confidence and drew attention to her work.
This victory opened new opportunities and helped her build a growing audience interested in her professional journey. Full of ambition and determination, Valeria decided she didn't just want to work in the beauty industry, she wanted to contribute something of her own. That's how her beauty salon was born. Not just a place for services, but a space where her ideas came to life. It combined her love for makeup and self-care with her desire to help others feel confident and beautiful. For Valeria, the salon was more than just a workplace. She was very active on social media, sharing her professional tips and personal experiences. She filmed short videos, showcased new makeup and haircare products, and talked about her daily life. Her pages quickly became popular, reaching nearly 200,000 followers. In every post, Valeria spoke openly and sincerely about her successes and failures, which made her relatable and authentic. She was seen not only as a professional, but also as someone who had turned her passion into a career. She shared advice on which products to choose, what to avoid, and how to achieve the best results. By age 23, Valeria had become a recognized figure in the beauty community, a role model of confidence and persistence. Behind the success, however, was constant daily effort, patience, and a drive to keep improving. Despite all challenges, she began each day at her salon, serving clients, filming videos and answering followers' questions. On May 13, 2025, the morning at the salon started like any other. Clients came for their appointments, and the staff went about their routine. No one could have imagined how drastically the day would change within hours. That afternoon, two men arrived at the salon on a motorcycle. One had his face covered and carried a package. They introduced themselves as couriers and said they had a gift for Valeria. The staff offered to accept it and deliver it later, but the men insisted on handing it to her personally. This made the employees uneasy. When they learned Valeria hadn't yet arrived, the men left quickly without leaving the package. When Valeria came later and heard about the strange visit, she became uneasy. She couldn't understand why unknown people would try to deliver her a gift while hiding their faces. Her reaction showed clear concern. She couldn't find an explanation and tried to convince herself it was probably just a weird coincidence. Still, Valeria didn't let her anxiety show in front of her clients. She focused on her work and decided the best way to distract herself was to go live again. She opened TikTok and started talking to her followers about new products and plans for her salon's future. During the live stream, Valeria seemed calm and cheerful, showing new items, sharing tips, and chatting with viewers. The comments were full of support, likes, and questions from people across different cities. Valeria smiled and answered as usual, even though thoughts of the earlier visit still lingered in her mind. As evening approached, the first part of that difficult day was coming to an end. From the outside, everything looked normal: work, live streaming, clients. But, by all appearances, Valeria already felt a growing sense of unease, though she tried to hide it from everyone. On the evening of May 13th, around 6:30 p.m., two men approached the salon again. At that moment, Valeria was inside, hosting a live stream, talking to her followers about new hair coloring ideas and care products. Her voice sounded confident. She was smiling, answering questions calmly. No one among the staff or clients noticed the two men standing near the entrance. One of them was holding the motorcycle, the other looked around, as if waiting for someone. Valeria kept streaming as the number of viewers grew. The phone was mounted on a tripod, recording everything. Suddenly, one of the men opened the door quickly and stepped inside. His face was covered with a mask. He moved directly toward Valeria without hesitation. Valeria kept looking at her phone, but when she raised her eyes, she saw the man standing right in front of her.
"Are you Valeria?"
Those were the last words she spoke. According to investigators, that was the moment when the tragedy began. The man pulled out a gun and fired. Two loud shots rang out, one after another. In the small salon space, the sound was deafening. Then, silence. Valeria no longer moved. The bullets had struck her in the chest and head, and she lost consciousness instantly. The salon employees witnessed everything. At first, everyone stood frozen, not knowing what to do. One of the workers, Erica, quickly walked over to the phone. The live stream was still running, and turned it off. Her calm and emotionless reaction later raised many questions, but, at that moment, no one could ask. They were all in shock. The clients waiting for their appointments screamed. Some covered their faces, others jumped up and stepped back. The salon workers were disoriented, not knowing what actions to take. One of them tried to check if Valeria was breathing, but it was immediately clear she was already gone. The room fell silent, except for muffled sobs and the sound of footsteps. A few minutes later, one employee called an ambulance, and another called the police. Those became the first official reports of the crime, but by then, it was already too late to save Valeria. She lay motionless on the floor, surrounded by people, still unable to believe what had just happened. Viewers who were watching the live stream also witnessed the tragedy. They filled the chat with words of support, trying to understand what had occurred. At first, many thought it was a prank or staged performance, but soon realized it was horrifyingly real. Screenshots and clips from the live stream began to spread across social media and news feeds. The gunman who entered the salon disappeared as quickly as he came. He took nothing, no belongings, no money. His only goal had been to kill, and he succeeded. Investigators later confirmed that the man left no fingerprints or physical evidence. It had all happened within seconds. Those brief moments changed everything, for the people in the salon, and for the hundreds who had watched it unfold live. Moments earlier, they had been discussing beauty and hair care. Now, they had witnessed a brutal murder. As the first frames from the stream circulated online, paramedics arrived at the scene. They had been called immediately after the attack but could only confirm Valeria's death. She had died from gunshot wounds to the chest and head. The news spread quickly across media outlets. Police soon arrived at the salon, interviewed witnesses, collected security footage, and documented the scene. The area was cordoned off. No one was allowed inside. Crowds gathered outside, trying to understand what had happened. Every new piece of information spread instantly, drawing more public attention. Meanwhile, Valeria's family was notified. According to official reports, police officers informed them directly. Her mother arrived at the salon among the first. She was met by investigators who explained what had happened. She saw the salon, once her daughter's workplace, now sealed off, filled with officers, and with Valeria's body still inside. Witnesses said Valeria's mother broke down in tears when she realized her daughter was gone. Those moments, usually hidden from public view, became part of a collective memory. Social media filled with messages of sympathy and grief. Words of support poured in, but nothing could change what had happened. Valeria's body was soon taken to the Institute of Forensic Medicine for examination. A standard procedure since her death was being investigated as homicide. Online, speculation and theories multiplied rapidly, but for her family, none of it mattered. They had lost a daughter who just the day before had greeted the world with a smile. Investigators immediately noted there were no signs of robbery. That strengthened the theory that the attackers' only goal was to kill Valeria, not to steal anything. The assailants didn't try to grab valuables or search the salon. Their actions were deliberate and efficient. Find Valeria, shoot, and leave. This precision, the mask, the firearm, the quick escape, led police to suspect a contract killing. Further analysis of security footage confirmed it. The men appeared suddenly and disappeared just as fast, giving no one a chance to react. As the footage spread, rumors about the motive began circulating on social media. Journalists speculated about possible links between Valeria and the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG. Some reports claimed she had been romantically involved with one of its key figures, Ricardo Ruiz Velasco. According to these accounts, Valeria often received expensive gifts from admirers and showcased them online, possibly provoking jealousy or anger from Velasco. Her social media presence and public display of luxury might have been seen as disrespectful or compromising to someone within the cartel. That version suggested her murder might have been an attempt to restore control or send a message, a warning that fame and popularity offer no protection from cartel retribution. Another theory claimed Valeria might have refused to cooperate or failed to meet demands from people associated with organized crime. Though no concrete evidence linked her directly to any criminal group, the atmosphere of suspicion grew. The media amplified these theories, and social media users spread them further, often mixing speculation with fact. However, official authorities emphasized that there was no verified evidence connecting Valeria to the cartel. The investigation continued to explore all angles, but the main theory remained: a targeted assassination carried out by professionals. The tragedy prompted a swift reaction from government officials. President Claudia Sheinbaum publicly offered condolences to Valeria's family and promised the case would not go unpunished. In her statement, she said every person responsible for the crime would be found and brought to justice. She stressed that violence against women must never go unanswered, and that the government would take all possible measures to uncover the truth. Authorities in Jalisco confirmed that the case would be investigated under femicide protocols, requiring special attention to motives and circumstances. Investigators collected witness statements, video evidence, and continued exploring all possible versions, from personal conflict to contract murder. After the president's remarks, public calls for a thorough investigation intensified. Each passing day brought more questions from those following the case. How could two strangers walk into the salon so easily and vanish without a trace? Who sent them? And why was Valeria chosen as their target? Investigators tried to answer these questions, but the case required time, while the public wanted the truth immediately. After the crime, attention shifted to her friend Vivian. She wasn't in the salon at the moment of the tragedy, yet her name kept coming up in conversations. A few hours before the attack, Vivian had sent Valeria a gift, a plush piglet. Her chat messages urged Valeria to stay at the salon, promising that another surprise was on the way. These insistent messages raised questions among everyone who knew the circumstances of Valeria's final hours. When the two men came the second time, Vivian was still messaging Valeria, asking her not to leave. To many, that looked suspicious. Social media quickly produced theories that Vivian might have known what was going to happen, or at least suspected there was more behind the gift. But questions didn't stop with Vivian. Salon employee Erica also became a focus of suspicion. After the shots, as noted, she was the first to reach Valeria's phone and shut off the live stream. The moment she did so was captured, along with viewers' comments still rolling in. Erica's behavior seemed too calm. No screams, no visible panic. She simply turned off the camera and put the phone away. People began asking why she was so composed and whether she might have known in advance. These doubts intensified when screenshots of messages between Vivian and Erica started circulating online. According to those posting the screenshots, Vivian told Erica to switch off Valeria's phone at the right moment. In one message, Vivian allegedly instructed Erica not to stand near Valeria, only to stop the stream after everything happened. Erica's supposed replies expressed concern, yet she agreed to those terms. No one could verify the authenticity of these chats. The screenshots spread across groups and pages, and even the most careful commenters couldn't say whether they were real or fabricated. Still, the rumors alone made Vivian and Erica central figures in public discussion. For many, it looked like a possible conspiracy. If the messages were genuine, they could suggest that Valeria's friend and colleague were involved. Meanwhile, more mystical rumors surfaced. Some claimed that in the recording of the live stream after the attack, you could hear Valeria's voice saying Vivian. That snippet quickly became its own phenomenon. Clips featuring the voice spread across the internet labeled as Valeria's ghost. Some called it coincidence. Others said it was the victim's last word captured on air. Police spokespeople did not comment on whether the chats between Vivian and Erica were authentic, nor did they confirm the alleged voice on the stream. These strange details, the gifts, the messages, the rumors, strengthened the idea that Valeria's friends might have known more than they admitted, yet no charges were brought against anyone. All of these elements remained part of online and forum speculation, not facts confirmed by law enforcement. The circle of suspicion narrowed around Valeria's inner circle, while investigators gathered evidence, and the public argued over whether these were coincidences or a carefully planned scheme in which each friend had a role. In parallel with the main theory, investigators examined possible motives tied to Valeria's personal life. One lead involved messages from her ex-boyfriend. Those messages contained threats and insults. In one, he wrote that Valeria didn't know what he was capable of. In another, that she would remember him. Some observers took these as hints of a possible personal revenge motive. However, prosecutors said Valeria's ex was not a suspect in the open case. According to them, the case file contained no evidence directly linking him to the crime. Even so, his name continued to be mentioned, especially after screenshots of his threatening messages appeared online. Soon, louder speculation spread about Valeria's finances and personal connections. Some social media users claimed she might have ties to criminal groups because of her luxurious lifestyle. These claims leaned on photos of Valeria in private planes and expensive hotels. To many, such images didn't match the profile of a small salon owner. Amid the swirl of rumors, the prosecutor's office issued an official statement emphasizing that none of the social media facts had been confirmed. No links were found between Valeria and any cartel or criminal organization. Officials noted that such conjecture only obstructed the investigation, distracting from real facts and evidence. Other theories also emerged. For example, that Valeria might have been caught in some accidental conflict of interests, but every such hypothesis remained speculative. Neither witnesses nor Valeria's loved ones spoke of any involvement in crime or dangerous ties. The media helped the rumors along. Eye-catching headlines and dramatic imagery spread fast across platforms, often raising more questions than answers. Newspapers and online outlets, chasing clicks, published contradictory information without careful vetting, fanning the flames. Each new headline pushed people to wonder, what if there was a grain of truth in the gossip? In such debates, the central fact was forgotten. Valeria was a young woman building a career and bringing joy to her audience. Accusations about her supposed guilt remained just that, accusations. Her family tried to stay above the speculation, knowing that online truth and fiction often blend. They hoped the investigation would provide answers and restore Valeria's name to what it should represent, a young woman striving for success, not a character in sensational rumors. Valeria's friends, including Vivian, remained under close scrutiny. Their behavior and words prompted questions, but no official charges followed. Vivian repeatedly stated she had nothing to do with the incident. Erica, who was in the salon at the time and switched off the live stream, avoided speaking to reporters, preferring silence. The investigation continued to pursue several main lines but found no direct evidence to accuse anyone in Valeria's circle. Public anxiety and frustration grew. No one had been named responsible. New posts and theories appeared daily, while investigators kept their findings under wraps. For Valeria's family and friends, it all meant one thing: her life had ended, and the killer remained unidentified.
According to the latest reports, new details emerged in the case. A woman claiming to be a witness made a bold statement accusing salon employee Erica. Identifying herself as Paola and saying she feared for her safety, she asserted that the shooter wasn't the courier at all, but Erica, the salon's cosmetologist. Until May 26th, most leads and evidence indicated the killer was the courier who had asked Valeria to confirm her identity. But Paola's version changed perceptions. She said that on the day of the crime, she was looking at the salon service list posted in the window when a courier approached, asked Valeria if she was the person he was looking for, and then began taking something out of his backpack. At that moment, according to Paola, Erica, inside the premises, pulled out a gun and opened fire.
Official police information, however, indicates that two men arrived on a motorcycle and that one of them committed the murder.
As for Erica herself, her lawyer has insisted in recent interviews on her complete innocence. He said Erica had nothing to do with the crime and was only at the salon in the course of her work. He added that Erica decided to end the live stream out of respect for Valeria, so that her final image wouldn't be tied to the moment of the tragedy. Erica has been cooperating with the police, he said, but denies giving any verbal statements identifying a supposed perpetrator. The state's governor announced that CCTV recordings had been reviewed and police have data on how and where the attackers fled. Officials also noted that 3 lines of inquiry are currently being pursued, and none points to Erica's involvement with criminal groups. The circumstances of the crime remain under careful examination, and the question of who shot Valeria Márquez still has no final answer.
Thank you for watching.